Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's October 6, 2018, and today's video is about harvesting sediment from runoff from water on your property and reusing that sediment in your garden beds, or potentially, as I'm doing in this video, using it to seal Pond 5. Now, several years ago, I installed a bioremediation system, a canal system, which is behind the camera right now, and we'll go over there in just a moment. But this is a soil collecting canal system. After installing the bioremediation canal system that connects Pond 3 to Pond 4, I realized that there was a tremendous amount of sediment collecting in the canal system, which was a real challenge to go ahead and get that sediment out of the canal system when the sediment started building up over time. So at that point, I wanted to accomplish several tasks, and I started installing the soil collecting or soil harvesting canal system that's behind me here. And this is quite a long canal system. It wraps around the front of the house and collects the water starting from coming down the driveway and the whole northeastern part of the property. So the water collects on the northeastern part of the property, collects and gathers in the swale systems and in the hugelkultur pits, and then gradually work its way down to Pond 2 and into this canal system. And then when Pond 2 overflows, the spillway leads into this canal system, and slowly the sediment from all of the activities going on up there in the second food forest and where we do all our composting, all of that material that during rainfalls and all gradually comes down, ends up getting gathered into this soil harvesting canal system. Now, this soil harvesting canal system provides multiple functions. It has hedges on both sides. It's habitat for a whole variety of species, from amphibians to reptiles to fish to certainly microorganisms that are aquatic, that are marginal, and that are soil, that live in the hugelkultur terrace behind here. But one of the main functions of this was to harvest as much material that goes off the property, typically, that would have gone off the property, and that gets deposited. Now, the base of this canal system has a slope to it heading towards this end. So this end of this canal system is much deeper than the beginning. And so gradually, the largest particles get the most dense particles get deposited up high in the system, and those particles that are much smaller come down towards this system. Then it has a spillway down here at the end that it's got to go over in order to pass over the road system here, and then end up going back into the canal system, the bioremediation canal system that's behind me. So so this has multiple functions. There's all of the plant growth that is good for all the beneficial insects that come here, really great for all the pollinators, provides all those habitat spaces as well for our toads, our frogs, the snakes, the fish, and so we don't have mosquitoes here either as a result of having this soil collecting system. Now, there's a roadway that goes right along this, and this is designed so that I can take and use Bumblebee, the small mini excavator, to reach down in there, and the sides are all curved, so it's rounded, so that I can easily take the grading bucket, scoop out a bucket at a time, move up 3 feet, grab the next bucket, and I can harvest all of that soil that otherwise could be a source of pollution for other properties, or fill in low spots such as wetland areas as well. So let's go over to the bioremediation canal system, which I've posted videos in the past about the bioremediation canal system, and I've had videos that I posted in the past as well about the ponds, swales, and canals here on the property. So right now I'm standing right next to the bioremediation canal system. The soil collecting canal system is up over there, and then it runs off, goes across the roadway there, and ends up coming into this bioremediation canal system that connects pond 3, which is over in that direction, and it connects it after going under the road here and going to pond 4 and then into pond 5 ultimately. So a couple of days ago, I noticed how high, since we've had this drought, the water level had been dropping in the canal system, and so the sediment that had built up was quite high. Now I can't access all of the canal system, but since the water runs in this direction, I harvested the sediment from the canal system where I'm standing now and just on the other side of the driveway as well. So once after coming over here, I took Bumblebee, the mini excavator, scooped out the sediment from in this spot, this location in here, deposited it into the dump trailer, which was towed by the truck, and then I brought it over and dumped it near pond 5. Let's go over there and see what we've got. So I drove down here along the stone wall and next to pond 5 and dumped the sediment that I'd gathered in the dump trailer and took a few loads of it and dumped it right here. Since the dump trailer only dumps off backward, this is where I was able to deposit it. I brought Bumblebee down here and used Bumblebee to move that material down along the bank edge. I'll show you what that looks. So I'm down in pond 5 right now. The roadway's up above up there. I went ahead and took Bumblebee and gathered up the rather slimy material that's right here, which is the lightest sediment that has more clay in it, since it tends to settle on the surface of the sediment as it drops down in the canal system, and it tends to go the furthest. So this came from the other side of the driveway, the furthest distance, and deposited in here. And that creates a nice, beautiful glee surface that helps to seal the pond. So I took the scoops of it, brought it over the bank, deposited it, and used Bumblebee to pack down, to compress or compact down this sediment material on the surface of it. Now this could certainly be used mixed with compost and make great gardening soil as well. So there's multiple functions for, at least 2 functions, one for sealing ponds, and another resource is mixing with compost to create fantastic garden soil. It could be used in food forests, it could be used in your vegetable gardens, it could be used just about any place. Over there is some of the heavier material that's going to have some sand in it, but most of this will be more sediment, silt and clay, as it gets in other organic material that gets deposited further and further along in the canal system. So by installing the soil harvesting canal system, I'm able to collect, making it very long and having lots of plant growth within that area. What I'm doing is I'm biotransforming something that could be harmful non-point sources of pollution that could leave the property, using that as beautiful soil material and almost as good as compost. Some of the richest soils on earth are the areas where this runoff has run into marshlands and all, and many civilizations have used this sort of material to dig up and put on the top of pathways and create chinampas as well. So a really wonderful resource if we can harvest it. It's waste, it's running off our property typically, but if we establish swale systems and canal systems that we can easily harvest that material before it gets a chance to leave our property, and then reuse that material over and over again. Typically this goes into the food forest or into the garden systems. This time it's being used to help seal the pond surface as well. So all that material from about here right down to here is all of the material that I got, and I think I got 3 or 4 loads in the back of the trailer, the dump trailer. So if you found this video of value, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Be sure to ask any questions below, leave comments, any ideas that you have. I think this is an underused resource for farmers or serious heavy-duty gardeners to be considering, especially if they have a slope on the property and they have to deal with runoff. So without any further ado, folks, there will be some GoPro footage of me excavating the material out of the canal system. Again, it isn't as efficient as using it, harvesting it out of the soil collecting canal system, but it does work. Have a super fantastic day, folks. Bye-bye now.